Hey, Drue James here from LearnGuitarInLondon.com. I hope you're having a great day. I am playing this arrangement of Malaguena, which is a classical guitar song, which I have been teaching to students over the last 3 or 4 months now, and I feel ready to film a lesson for you. Now, as you can see, this has lots and lots of different parts, and actually, normally with a lot of songs, we try to keep the same time the whole time that you may know, but with this one, it's kind of like loads of little songs within songs. I've been told that the title is kind of The People of Malaga, so I can just imagine that if you're from Malaga, you're allowed to add to this song. I won't say that I wrote this version, I definitely didn't. There's bits that I've changed and I've rearranged in places, but it's a really fun version. You can grab the tab at my website completely for free. It just takes a name and email address. I suggest you do, because we're going to be breaking it down into all of its parts. And let's get started now and get a close-up on both hands and start learning it slowly and patiently. Now, if you've got the tab from the student area, you'll see that I've braked Malaguena down into 7 parts, and that's exactly how I'm going to teach it to you. We're going to go through each one. So I'm going to play through the part, and then I'm going to teach it to you bar by bar. So this is part 1. Okay, so we're mainly start using an E chord, and this song is in E. So E is first finger on the G string on the first fret, middle finger on the second fret on the A, and ring finger on the second fret on the D. Eddie 8, Dynamite Good by Eddie, if you don't know the names of the strings. We're going to try to keep this E held down throughout what we're doing. Now, if you find that difficult and it's difficult for you to use your little finger, which you'll see soon, then it's absolutely fine to be lifting up the E, but I like to leave the E there. We're starting this by strumming an E chord. Nice, bold, very sort of elaborate strum. So really lots of, what's the right term, kind of presence in it. Okay, so strum down with the side of the thumb. Okay, then we're going to pinch the E and the B. Then we're going to play the first fret, which our index finger is doing on our fretting hands, but with our index we're going to strike that. And then if possible, you're going to use your little finger to hammer down into fret 2 on the G. To do this. Now you can pick it, but it's harder to do that faster. Now if you're finding that difficult and you're getting a little bit of choking on that string, which is very common, then what you can do is you can just lift up the E and you can play it like that. But I prefer for you to try to keep the E chord held down. And the next part is pinching again, then again, then first fret on the B string. So we are just going to have to move the index finger down from our E chord. Okay, then bar 3 is the same. Then pinky finger on fret 3 on the D string. Okay, like so. Now this is one advantage to keeping the E chord held down, because when you do the next bar you've got to do this, which is open on the thickest and index on that 2. Now that 2 will still be there because you've left your ring down holding this E chord down. If you're doing it with lifting up, you'd have to do it like so. Doesn't matter either way, but I prefer to leave the E chord held down. So let's do those 3 bars to recap. Next bar. So you can hear it's very, very similar. So if you've already got it sounding nice on those first 2 bars, this is exactly the same. Hammer, pinch, first fret on B. Next bar, hammer, pinch, 3rd fret. And then your 2s. Okay. Next, bar 6. So let me take you through that. So we're pinching the top and so we have to break the fingerstyle rule, thumb on thicker string, index finger on 2. Open hammer to fret 1 on the B string. So we're now leaving kind of an E minor held down with these fingers. Top and bottom string pinch, do that same hammer again. Then pinky finger on fret 3. Okay, so I'll do bars 5 and 6. Now, next bar, we move to an A minor. So here's our A minor, which we've just moved down to. Pinch the A and the B string, then index finger on fret 2, then lift up the index finger on your fretting hand of the open B, then put it back, and play the B string twice. Then play the 1 and hammer with your pinky finger onto fret 3. Or you could do this, but I prefer for you to keep the A minor held down if you can. You could do it that way, or then open on the B, on the E string. Then make an F bar, strum it down, and then to change quickly to E from this position, you just lift up the bar chord, slide the E shape down to the 1st fret. And that's how we make it quick. Rather than going, that's a lot of movement, if we do this, it's faster. So that's 7 and 8. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just play part 1 again from the beginning, and that's that one done. Now by far the hardest thing you'll find is going from the A minor to the F bar quickly, so that's going to take a little bit of refinement, a little bit of work. If you are finding it difficult leaving an E chord held down throughout, then by all means you can be moving and using individual fingers. I've had students do it both ways, but I prefer to leave the E chord there because it means there's less fretting involved and less movement essentially. Okay, so that's part 1. Let's have a look at part 2. Okay, so this is a little bit of lead work using just the thumb, and we'll get into that technique in a minute, but let's just go through what we're doing. So it's 2nd fret on the A, 3rd fret on the A, open 4 times on the D, then 3rd fret on the A, 2nd fret on the A, open on the A, 2nd fret on the A, then 3rd fret on the A. So from the beginning, and then we make a mini bar F, so that's 1st fret on the E and the B and the E with a little mini bar, 2nd fret on G, 3rd fret on D, and strum the bottom down. You can do your full bar and strum the bottom straw strings, but I'd like to use the mini bar. Okay, so now into bar 11, so it's open on the A, 2nd on the A, 3rd on the A, open on the D. Then 3rd on the A, 2nd on the A, open on the A, using ring or pinky finger on fret 4 on the thickest string, open on the A, 2nd fret. I'll do that again. Then you're going to, from this chord, you've already kind of got an E chord held down, put your E down and strum the bottom 4 strings. Okay, next bar, 2nd fret on the A, 3rd fret on the A, open on the D, 3rd fret on the D. Next part, 2nd fret on the D, open on the D, 3rd fret on the D, 2nd fret on the D. 2nd fret on the A, open on the A, 2nd fret on the A, and 3rd fret on the A. Then strum your mini F again. And to finish, open on the A, 2nd on the A, 3rd on the A, open on the D, 3rd on the A, open on the D. So there's only a handful of notes in this. Open on the A, 2nd on the A, 3rd on the A, open on the D, 3rd on the D, 2nd on the D, and this 4th fret here on the E string. So once you've got that down and you've got the muscle memory, the next thing is to have a little look at the right hand, how you're playing it with the thumb. Normally with the thumb, we do this when we're playing a lot of fingerstyle guitar. We pivot from the joint of the thumb, whereas this, we want it to be fast. So what we need to do is bring your fingers into a knuckle, because we're only using our thumb anyway. And we're strumming with the wrist, without the wrist, with the forearm. So it's almost like you're strumming the notes. And this is a way that you can get speed, because you can only go so fast doing this, pivoting from the thumb joint. Whereas if we do this motion in a little wrist and we kind of, we can get it fast. So it's like little from the forearm strums. So that is part 2. Moving into part 3, this is the most famous part of Malaguena. Okay, so it's quite simple. It's just involving a little picking pattern. I'll do the first bar for you. So a lot of open strings. You can actually just have a standard E chord held down to be able to fret everything you need for this. But for some reason I put my index finger on fret 1 on the G and middle finger on fret 2 on the D. So we go thumb on the D string, ring on the open thinnest, index on the G, ring on the open thinnest, middle on the B, and that's that bar done. Okay, then we do exactly the same thing for the next bar. So that's twice. Then we're going to move this little idea down the strings to an A minor, and we're going to go index finger on the G to get that 2, open on the ring, middle, now playing the 1 on the B, open on the ring, then lift up everything, open on the B, and open on the ring. And finally the next bar. So this has the most going on in this particular part on it. So it's fret 2 on the G, then ring finger on the open E, then lift up off the G, play it open, then ring on the G, on the E, then 3rd fret on the D string to make an F note, and then open on the E. So it's okay. Then you repeat those 4 bars. Okay, so it gets done twice. That's why there's 2 dots either side of those 4 bars. So let's do it slowly. Repeat. Okay, good. So that's part 3. Moving on to part 4. So this is going to start testing your left hand hammer on and flick off skills. Let's play it through all of part 4. Okay. So just understand that when you see loops over the notes, whether an H or a P, hammer is when the number increases, because we're hammering onto a string. Flick off is where the number decreases. Okay? So we're going to start with this 2nd fret on the D string to make this E note. Then we're going to play, preferably while that note's ringing, you're going to go thinner string, and you're going to hammer to fret 1. That means just slapping your index finger down. Then play 3, leave the index where it was, play 3 on the thinner string, strike it, and pull that finger away. So as you pull away, the note becomes the 1. Then we go open on the thinnest, pick the open B string, and hammer to fret 3, so slap your ring finger down into the wood. Then play fret 1 on the B, and pull it away. So those 2 bars. Now we're going to go fret, I'll do the next 2 bars. So we go fret 1 on the B, hold down the 2nd fret on the G and the 1st fret on the G at the same time. You're going to strike the 2 and you're going to pull it away to get the 1st fret to ring through. Obviously, if we didn't have this held down, it would be good to an open G, which isn't a note in this. So pull it and pull it away. Try not to bend the note as you do it. Flick away. Then play the 2 again, then open on the B. So that bar is. Then play fret 1, flick it away. Hold down 3 and 1 at the same time on the B string, play the 3, flick it away for 1. Open on B, 2. I'll take it from the beginning of part 4 slowly, just so we can recap and know where we are. The important thing here is not to rush. You want those hammer-ons and flick-offs to have volume, to have presence. If you're getting this and getting really weak, especially on flick-offs, you get this weak sound rather than... You want a strong flick-off sound there, okay? Good, so I'm now on bar 24 on the music. Now this is exactly the same as bar 20, but the only difference is instead of starting on the 2 here, we're starting on 1. So it's 1st fret on the G, playing open thinnest, hammering to fret 1, playing 3, in fact it's not the same, I'm sorry, it is different, it's just on a different string. So 3rd fret on the thinnest and 1st fret on the thinnest at the same time, strike your 3 and pull that finger away to reveal to the 1. Open on the thinnest, play open B, hammer to fret 3, play 1, flick off on 1. Okay, next, 1 in bar 26, 2 and 1 on the G string, so play the 2, flick the 2 away, so reveal to 1, then play the 2 again, open on the B. Now I'm going to recap. So this is going from bars 20 to 26. I'll do it slowly, but there's just a lot here, and I don't want to make sure you're not getting left behind, or you know where you are. And the very final part, 1 on the thinnest on the B string, flick it off, then 3 and 1 held down together, ready to play the 3, flick to the 1, open on B, 2nd fret on G, 1 on the G string, and then from that you've got the start of an E chord there, so put the middle and ring down and strum your E chord. So okay, so I'm just going to recap and play part 4 for you again. Okay, good so far. Part 5 is reasonably simple. Okay, so this one is borrowing from an A minor in the first bar. So if you make your A minor chord and put that down, we go index, ring, middle, ring, index, ring. Then just lift up all of the strings and do the same picking pattern. Index, ring, middle, ring, index, ring. Then if you make an F major 7, if you know that chord, so that's 3rd fret on the D string and middle finger on the 2nd fret on the G, you don't need the index finger, but you could put it down if you wanted to. So keep those two held down. Thumb on D, ring, index, ring, thumb on D, ring. And then making this kind of E chord. You can just make an E chord, but I've just been using middle and index. Thumb on D, ring, G, ring, thumb on D, ring. Now there's 2 dots either side with a bracketed 1. In fact, look, I'll show you on this here. Okay, so you can see that we're playing through, and then these 2 dots here mean we go back to the beginning. The first time we play bracketed 1, number 1 here. The second time when we come through, we don't play bracketed 1, and instead we go to bracketed 2. So let's play from the beginning of part 5 and hear that in action. So now we repeat. And now I'm doing 31, missing out bracketed 1 and into bracketed 2. Now bracketed 2 once again is our A minor. Actually, sorry, no, it's not. It's an E chord. So we go thumb, thumb, index, middle, and the rhythm just changes. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. Then 2nd fret on the G, 1st fret on the B, then open on the B. So we go E chord. You can make an A minor if you want. Then 2nd fret on the G, open on the G, 3rd fret on the D. And then those 4 bars repeat. And just to hear the difference in rhythm, this is going from bar 31, go in part 5 into bracketed 2. So listen, this is normally the rhythm. 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and. It's really important to get that rhythm right, I always think. It sounds really nice to move that in. Now into part 6. Now part 6 is very similar to part 4. There's just a few different fretted notes, but it's got the same sort of feel. I'll play it for you. I'll start that again. Okay, so let's go through. Once again, we've got our hammer-ons and flick-offs. 2nd fret on the D string, playing open on thinnest, hammering to fret 1, then playing 3 on the thinnest, picking the 3, but leaving the 1 held down so we can flick away to it, to the 1. So it's open on thinnest, playing open B, hammering 3rd fret on B, then playing 1 and flicking away. So that's bar 38. Putting the 2 bars together. Into next bar. So fret 1 on the B, playing 2, flicking away to the 1. So making sure that you've got these 2 fingers held down again. Then playing the 2 again, open on the B. Next bar. So a whole run of flick-offs and hammer-ons. No, flick-offs really. 1 flick-off on the B, do that again. Then put 3 and 1 down on the B, play it, flick it away. Open on the B, 2nd fret on the G. So those 4 bars of part 6 are. Next bar is the next 2 bars, 41 and 42, and 43 are exactly the same as 37, 38 and 39. So we've already done this already. It's just that we're starting on 1 in 41 before we started on 2 up here. So it's all exactly the same. It's pretty much a repeat, okay? The only difference is that we're starting on this 1. So I'll just play part 6 all the way through, and then we'll get to the last section. Now into the last section. So you're taking an E chord, this is how it sounds. So we're taking an E, essentially it's 3 chords, it's E on the 1st fret, E move everything up to the 2nd fret, and E move everything up to the 4th fret. So it's 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4, 5, 5. 4, 5, 5, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2. Okay? Now the rhythm, we go down. I'm just using the tip of my index finger to strum this. Sorry, I'm not very comfortable. And we go down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay, that's basically the rhythm we're doing pretty much for the whole thing. So we go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And that caters for bars 45 and 46. In 47, we go down, down, up, down, down, up, with our chord moved up to fret 2. So this is from the beginning. Move it up. Now bar 48, we do another down, down, up on that chord. Then we move up to fret 4, 5 and 5, strum that as 1 down, and then move it back to this middle chord, this 2, 3 and 3 with 1 down. Okay, so I'll just recap 47 and 48, listen. So we're not up here for long, just 1 down strum and then moved. At that point, there are repeat symbols, so we go back to the beginning. Fret 2, fret 2, 4, 2, repeat. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2. And then what you saw in the video when I recorded it is I did that faster and faster as I went rounds. You should dare yourself to get as quick as you can. Every time you go rounds, pick up the pace. Until you can't go any faster, then the ending is you just go 1, 2, 1, then stop the strings. 1, 2, 1, then stop the strings. So there you go, there is my version of Malaguena, been adapted and moved around a little bit. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you again soon for some more lessons.